Well, it now appears former President Trump will not surrender to Atlanta authorities until next week. Trump and 18 others are named in a 41-count indictment. It stems from the efforts to overturn his 2020 election loss in Georgia. The former president now faces 91 charges in 4 separate criminal cases. When it comes to the Fulton County case, the judge assigned only has been on the bench for a few months. So what else do we know about Judge Scott McAfee? Correspondent Robert Sherman joins us live. And Robert, you have some answers.
Yeah, Nichole, Judge Scott McAfee, rather, was just appointed to the bench about 6 months ago. He's only 34 years old, and you look at the average of judges nationwide, that is well below the average. But he has crossed paths with a lot of big players here in the state of Georgia. One of them is Governor Brian Kemp, and it's no mystery that the Georgia governor and the former president have been at odds since the 2020 election. But it was Governor Kemp who appointed Judge McAfee to be then the state's investigator general before an opening came up here in Fulton County on the bench. Then he appointed him to that position. This was what the governor had to say back in 2021. He put out a statement saying, quote, his experience as a tough prosecutor equips him to search out fraud, waste, abuse, and corruption and bring those to justice who break the law. But the judge also spent some time working in the Fulton County District Attorney's Office in their complex trial division, which at the time was led by Fonnie Willis, now the district attorney in Fulton County, who has brought these charges against the former president and others. Attorneys here in Georgia say that should not be a conflict of interest, but it could make things more difficult for the defendants.
Certainly, prosecutors who have no experience about being prosecutors, which always concerns me as a defense lawyer, tend to lean prosecutorial, make decisions favoring the government. So, hopefully he won't do that. He'll give them a fair trial and cut it down the middle and do what's right.
Worth noting that Judge McAfee has never been elected to the bench, was just appointed. His first election will be next year, which just so happens to be the same year that the district attorney is hoping to go to trial in this case. But something to note here, Nichole, is that Judge McAfee could be one of the more well-recognized faces in the country next year, because there is a possibility this case is going to be televised, which is not going to be the same story in the other 3 cases that the former president is involved in. Nichole?
All right, Robert Sherman live for us there in Atlanta. Thank you.